Welcome to Fit for Life. Today we're going to do strength training. We all need more strength because it does wane, doesn't it? By the way, my name is Karen McKenzie. If you've never watched the show, and we pick kind of a different fitness component for each show, and anything else that has to do with health and fitness for seniors. And we can do just about anything we want to do. Are you ever too old to start strength training? When I was training to teach senior fitness, they brought in a woman that was 103 years old, and she was doing the leg extension. You've seen that in a health club. And I said, "What are you doing to that poor woman?" They said, "She loves it." And she did gain quite a bit of strength. So it does work, and you're really never too old, but always check with your doctor first, especially with strength training. Keep that in mind. There is evidence-based research that shows that seniors are never too old. So check that out too. Just Google it. Strength training is a technique of applying resistance to muscles to stimulate growth. So it is really good for osteoporosis because it makes the bones more dense. The less you do, the softer your bones get. So this is really good if you have a little osteoporosis. Again, check with your doctor. Don't just go ahead and try something new, right? How much weight do you use? People say, well, I don't know what kind of a weight I should buy. Most people can start at maybe a 2-pounder. It just depends on how weak you are, how much exercise you do ordinarily. But I would start with the 2 if you haven't been doing it before. If you're really weak, a 1-pounder, although it doesn't seem like much weight at all. I think almost anyone can do that. If you feel you're pretty strong and you have been working out here and there, get a 3-pounder and work up to a 5-pounder. But how do you know when you need to move up to a heavier weight? After you do one set of 10 exercises, you should feel a little bit of fatigue. It shouldn't be too easy. And you should be doing it by just bringing that weight up or out or down. And then the second movement should be about 4 seconds. You can make it slower if you want. I will demonstrate that. We will do it together. So if you don't have weights and you've just tuned in, just use your arms. At least you're getting, a little bit of exercise, a little bit of flexibility, right? Okay. So as I said, there is an added benefit, and that is it makes the bones more dense, and will hopefully not increase your osteoporosis if you do have it. So that's really important that we know that. So grab your weights if you have them. These are 5 pounds. I could probably use heavier weights, but sometimes I get lazy and I just don't get out to get things. So we're going to try these. Whatever you have, use for today. All right, so we're going to start with the upper body, all right? And what we're going to do is a bicep curl. Do you know where your biceps are? They're right there. So that's what we're going to be concentrating on. So you're going to breathe out on exertion. So that means you breathe out as you lift, and you can come right up. And do you remember what I said about that second movement? At least 4 seconds down. Check it out. I mean, this is what they tell us. The experts, the evidence. Breathing out again all the way up to the shoulders and slowly down. You don't have to hit the shoulder. Number 3. And you don't have to do that breath out on every single repetition, but do it now and then because it does remind you that you shouldn't be holding your breath. You don't want to raise your blood pressure when you're doing strength training. I think that was 4. Let's try 5. Or just a little breath out now and then. Slowly down, keeping that back straight, and try not to come forward. We do too much of this with the computers, right? Pull that chin in, sit up straight. Say this is 6, and slowly down. Good. And I need this. I can feel that I need it. And 7, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Try it again. Now you can start with 8 repetitions, or if you can't do it, you do 6 repetitions, but do something. I'd like to get us up to 10. So let's do one more, whether this is 8, 9, or 10, I don't know. Breathing out all the way up to the shoulders, and 1, 2, 3, and bring it down. And just relax it. You can turn your weights over and just listen to me. These are kind of big, aren't they? So just keep that in mind. Now, normally you would do 2 sets, but when you're just beginning, I think 1 set is enough. See how you feel. I'm going to come forward in the chair just a little bit. We're going to do the triceps. Do you know where they are? Upper back arm, correct? All right. Bring those arms down. Come forward slightly. Don't round. Keep your back straight as you come forward. You're bending from your hip, not your waist. Bring those weights out, and you're going to breathe out as you go back up. This is a toughie. Slowly down. But even if you can do 1, it's something. I'm sure you can do more than 1, though. Breathing out and lifting up to the back. So we're not doing bodybuilding per se. We're doing strength training. You're trying to maintain your strength, not get great big muscles, okay? But it will strengthen them and tone them also. And remember, muscles burn more fat than fat. Breathing out. If you want to burn fat faster, you want a little more muscle. And it doesn't have to be of the bulging type. Breathing out, who knows where we are? And slowly down. Let's say this is 6. Breathing out, bring that weight up, keep your arms straight. I notice my head's coming forward. I'm going to try to sit up as straight as I can. Let's try it again. Good. And slowly down. So we're working now on the triceps, right? Try it again. And let's stop right there. This time, if you want, you can just rest your weights like this. Just relax for a minute. Now you've been tightening your neck and your upper back. So let's just drop the chin forward. Oh, right away, that feels so good. I love to do this one. Dropping that chin right down. This time, let's look up at the ceiling. Don't try to get your head on your back. That's kind of dangerous if you have a little arthritis in there. Yeah, those bones are small. All right, let's do it again. Dropping the chin down. And then up slowly. And then just a little bit of a tilt here. Good. All right, so we've done biceps and we've done triceps. So now let's do the deltoids. Where are the deltoids? Right there. Deltoids. Where is the trapezius? That's across your upper back in the shape of a trapezoid, right? All right, now take your weights, horizontal, pull them in. I'm going to come forward because my weights are big and they hit the arms of the chairs. All you're going to do is lift up. And then you're going to push out. This one's a little different. And I know you feel your abdomen tightening because that's what this one does. This is another good benefit from doing this. So breathe out as you, and then out, then your normal breathing, and then back. So we're not doing the 4-second thing. You're lifting up, not right now anyway. Breathing out, if you were breathing out. Let's do a 4th one. So we're going to lift up, keep the back straight if you can. Now, if all you can do is 4, that's okay. Just wait for us. Up and out, back and down. Yes, sometimes I like to sing it. Up and out. Is this 6? Back and down. Good. Try it again. Up and out. Yeah, I'm getting a good workout today too, aren't I? We're just doing 8 today. Okay, you can do 10 on your own. You can do what you want when no one's around, right? Up. Don't come forward now. Keep the back straight. And just don't hold your breath. All right. All right, grab some water. I like you to have water handy at all times. We do not drink enough. And remember what I said in the last show, it cushions your joints. Helps the kidneys to filter too, doesn't it? That's very important, especially with diabetics, but for anyone that has kidneys. And I think most of us do, right? I'd like to give you one more exercise before we start on the arms and the hands and the forearm. This is an exercise I usually do at the end because it engages most of the muscles in the upper body. So just put one weight above the other, not resting, but above. And we do like a paddle wheel movement. 2. It's tough. 3, but it's a good one. 4, 5, and 6, good, and 7, and 8. So I'm going to rest my arms just a little bit. And I'm going to cross them here, grab the shoulders, and just pull yourself forward. So it's a nice stretch for your back, too. All right, good. Now you're going to circle your hands just a little bit because we're going to be working on them shortly. We need to keep the hands strong and the wrist and the forearm to do all the things we need to do. We use our hands for everything, don't we? All right, so keep that in mind. What I'd like you to do, and I hope you all have arms on your chairs, is to rest your arms, your forearm, right on the chair, and let the hand extend beyond. So you've got the, where the hand and the forearm meet. That should be the end of the arm of the chair. Okay, don't drop the weight down this way. It kind of pulls on the wrist, doesn't it? So the forearm and the hand should be on the same plane, nice and tall. And I want you to do a little bit of a curl, not up. We're just curling the hand. It's a very small, subtle movement. So it's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. How does it feel? And 6, 2 more, and 7, and 8. If you want to do 10, go right ahead. This will help to keep your hands strong and your wrist. Small bones in the wrist tend to break with osteoporosis, depending on how severe it is, right? So let's just rest those weights here so we can rest the arms a little bit too. All right, drop the chin down one time and bring your head back up. And let's lift the shoulders up and down a few times. And 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is turn your hands or your arms over. You're looking at the top of your hand now. Don't drop down. Hand and forearm on the same line, the same plane. And let's do a little back curl. Reverse curl is a better word. Just reversing this by going back 4 and 5. You want to keep these bones strong, especially. How many bones do we have? About 206, 208. Some people have extra ribs, extra toes. They say Marilyn Monroe had an extra toe. Did you know that? See what you learn here? Okay, that's enough of that. We're going to do another one, though, for the hands. I just want to rest our hands just a little bit. You're going to do, this time you're going to turn the head side to side because you're always tensing your neck. And you're probably tightening your abdomen now, too. But when you think of it, just tighten it up a little bit. And you'll feel, or you can see that it does go in a little. You don't have to hold it for an hour, but every now and then, just pull it in if you're concerned. But when you exercise, that tends to happen on its own. All right. So let's give you something that's specific to the wrists. So you're going to rest your arms again. You're looking at the palm of your hand. All right. Don't drop the hand down. And I'm going to move out just a little because my weights are so big. And just go back and forth. This is a very easy one, too. But you're still bearing the weight of the weight. So you're increasing your bone density. 4. And of course, you should all have an x-ray for osteoporosis. Osteo means bone, doesn't it? All right, back and forth. Too easy for you? Well, it's still an exercise, so keep that in mind. All right, great. 6. And you know, if you don't have a sleeve covering your arm, when you're doing these hand and arm exercises, look at the arm and you'll see more definition. You'll actually see the muscles working, okay? So that's something to remember. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put these weights down and we're going to do some strengthening for the legs without equipment. We don't have equipment they have in gyms here or a health club, but you can use your own body and still gain quite a bit of strength. So keep that in mind. If you are going to a health club, that's wonderful. Keep it up. Take other classes. Take classes at your senior centers. They should be opening up soon, right? So again, grab a little water, and we're just going to do some strengthening for the legs. Some easy stuff, but very effective. Try, and I forgot this one. I almost forgot. across the arms. If we're going to stand up, let's take advantage and not use our arms to strengthen our what? Quadriceps. Let's sit back down again. Oh yes. Let's do 2. Is it tough to do this? If you can't do this at all, it means you really need strength training. You should be able to do this. Unless you're sitting in a soft couch, it is difficult then. But just in case you are and you don't want to look ungainly, you want to be able to, if you have to get up, well, you're not going to do this with your arms, but you might want to do this, pushing into your legs, rather than struggling to look dainty, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's try it once more with the legs. You can push right in, practice it at home, and down. And for the last one, no, let's do this. This should help you get up. Great. Okay, so here we are. You're going to stand next to your chair, and we're going to do something that will strengthen the quadriceps. The largest muscle in the body is here in this group. It's called the Sartorius. Big muscle here. All right, you're just going to lift your leg up. Very easy. Now you're going to bounce it. 1. And you can hold on to the chair or not if you want to be brave and let go of the chair and see how many you can do without holding on. We'll say 5, 6, and 7. Let's do 10 and 9 and put it down. Let's rest for a minute by just bending those knees. Just a little bit of a bend. Good. Let's try the other side. Just put that foot in front, lift up and bounce it. 1. So we're strengthening the quadriceps. Good. And 5 and 6. Let's do 10 and 9 and 10. Wonderful. All right. Now very gently bend. Now just stay where you are right now. And if you can do this without holding on, you'll be doing a balance exercise and also strengthening your feet. So you need strong quads and strong feet and lower legs and also hamstrings to improve your balance. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to come forward over the front part of the foot. I'll stand this way so you can see me, nice and tall, right? You're going to come forward and see if you can lift those heels up and stay there for as long as you can. If you can't do it at all, hold on to do it. Okay, up. And we're just going to do these lifts. I have these at the end of this class, but we're going to do them now because they're really important, but we may do them again, up and down. And try to do as many as you can. If you want to do 20, fine, 10 is good. So just keep that in mind. Now, another easy way to strengthen your quadriceps is to just lift the leg up. 1, 2, 3. I mean, what could be easier than that? You can wear ankle weights. Be careful if you have knee problems or you've had surgery in the last year. These are maybe you shouldn't be doing these things, but always check first with your doctor or your physical therapist. It's just common sense stuff, and most of us at our age know what we can do and can't do, right? So this is an easy one. It's like marching, really. Yes, now what about the hamstrings in the back? I'm going to turn my chair again. You don't have to. Whichever way you can stand so that you can see me. And all we're going to do for the hams, nice and tall now. I hope I'm not letting go here with my posture. You're going to point, right? And lift 1. You're also strengthening your lower back. 3. And lift. And 5. And 6. And 7. Now stay up here and bounce it. 1, 2, 3. I know it's not easy. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and put it down. Let's relax for a minute. How do we do that? We bend the knees and keep them bent. The longer you stay here, the farther down you'll be able to go. Isn't that great? Okay. Do you feel a stretch in your calf? So you're also stretching the calf muscle. And then you're going to come forward a little bit. We're going to lift those heels up. I really don't think you can do enough of these. So keep it in mind. We want to keep those ankles and feet and lower legs strong for balance, right? All right. Now there's another exercise that is really, really important as we age, and I think this one is neglected too. It's called the squat. Not the most attractive exercise, but I don't think you have an audience there at home watching you anyway. So let's do the squat, and all you're going to do is just bend your knees again. All right. They say, the people that write the books about this, is to make believe you're going to sit down, but I get a little concerned about that because the toes come up and you might lose your balance. So just bend first, and then if you're going to push back a little with your pelvis, you're going to reach forward at the same time so you don't fall, or you can hold on to something. But this is really important to strengthen these quadriceps so that you don't lose your balance as much, or you can catch yourself if you start to fall. So the squat is really extremely important, all right? So we're going to try it again now. You're going to reach forward, reach forward. You can go back a little bit as if you might be sitting down in a few seconds, but always reach forward too. If you want to find other ways to do this, just Google it, watch another class, and we're going to come up. That is really, really important. We're going to do one more too before we stop. It is the squat. It could be life-saving, really. You need it for getting in and out of a car, up and down from a chair like we did before. And so you've been strengthening your quadriceps a lot today. It's really important. Now, before we do the third one, there is a stretch for the quads. There are many, but a common one is this one. Now, some people can do this and some cannot. If you are able to do that, just make sure that you're not arching your back, but you're tucking that pelvis under a little bit. You can also do it this way to get an even better stretch. You can just lean forward. Let's try the other side. So I'm just going to lift that up. Good, nice and tall first. And if you want, you can go back a little bit. All right, pull that leg out a little bit if you want to come forward and do it. It's also a good stretch for your hip. All right, now we're going to do one more squat, really important. Maybe if I stood sideways, that would be even better, huh? Bend your knees, you're reaching forward, pelvis goes back a little bit, reach forward. See how long you can stay down there. You're also going to feel a nice stretch in your hamstring, in your calf muscle here. Reaching forward, how does that feel? We'll come back up. Yeah, you won't be sorry you did it, I'll tell you that right now. All right, I'm going to have you sit back down. We've only got a few minutes left. So we've done the upper and the lower body. There are machines that do all this, but if you don't want to use them, you'll have to do it on your own with a chair and weights and me and whatever else you can exercise with. Some of you might have some equipment that you want to start using. We're going to use bands for strength. In a couple of shows down the road here. So just to make it a little more interesting. So, did you drink some water too? Now's the time. You can drink before, after exercise, during. It's rarely too much. Ask your doctor. What does he say? But you will feel better if you drink more. Most people do not drink enough, let's put it that way. So again, we have a few minutes. All right, just relax. Hands in your lap. You're going to drop your chin right down. How does that feel? It feels great. You did a good job. Bring your head back up. We're going to look up at the ceiling. And then we're going to look straight ahead. For the next couple of minutes, I thought we might do a little meditation just to relax. And how do we start? We're just going to breathe up through the nose. Close your eyes if you can still hear me. Breathing all the way up. Hold that breath and exhale. And when you exhale, try to make it longer than the inhale. In other words, let's get rid of all the air at the bottom, all the dead air at the bottom of our lungs, and replace it with fresh air. Hopefully your air is fresh where you are. You might have an air purifier. So we're going to breathe up through the nose as you bring your head back up. Up at the ceiling, holding that breath, And then exhale. When you exhale, the chin and the head will come down because they're connected. Let it just come down comfortably. Don't try to push your head down. And you're exhaling through your mouth. Now let's do another inhale through the mouth, up. Your head is coming up now, good. And hold that for 2 seconds. Breathe out through your mouth. Slowly, slowly. Try to do this for at least 6 seconds, which doesn't sound like a long time, but it really is. Good. Head down. Good. All right, now I'm going to slide forward in the chair just a little bit. Stretch the legs out. Good. And just move your feet from side to side, just to loosen those legs up a little bit. Good. No special posture here. We're just kind of relaxing. All right, and you're going to lift one foot off. Just circle your feet. This is a nice exercise for the ankle that you want to keep flexible, especially when you step up or off of a curb. You want to make sure the foot and the ankle are doing the right thing, right? Circling around. Great exercises for the foot, for circulation, for the ankle, for flexibility. Circling the other foot. Now this feels good. This is really easy stuff. We're ending with nice, easy exercises. I do these in the morning before I get out of bed, actually. We'll put that foot down. Great. Now both legs up. You're going to flex that toe back toward you, toward your head or your body. Then you're going to point. So this is flexion, flexing the feet. And this is extension, extending. Flexion, extending. So we're putting the ankles through a range of motion, aren't we? The ROM. Good. Back and forth. How does that feel? Good. All right. And then we're just going to bring those feet back. I'm going to sit up a little bit straighter, put my back against the chair. And I'd like you to close your eyes. We're going to do one more yoga breath to end the class. And I hope to see you next time. So all together now. You're breathing up through the nose. As you breathe up, you should be expanding the abdomen a little bit. Holding that breath. And then when you exhale through your mouth, you're going to tighten the abdomen a little bit. So I think this is a great exercise to tone and flatten that area. Oh, we might have time for one more. Let's go. Breathing up through the nose, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, holding. Breathing out through the mouth. Wonderful. And now just relax. No tension in the muscles. We'll see you next time. Bye.